What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Redemption with Jaden. We're back with some more Lackey Grand Prix gameplay. This is now round 2 of Lackey Grand Prix 17. And my opponent, Mr. John RedDragonThorn Earley the third, he is going to, he defeated my brother in round 1, 5-4. And in case you missed it last week, I defeated Jay 5-4. That put us close enough to play each other in round 2, and so I'm going to be playing against my brother-in-law here. And I decided that I mean, in part because I didn't have a different deck built, but also because I hadn't actually played this deck that I built a couple weeks ago yet. Then I figured I would just go ahead and try it out, give it a shot. So I left it exactly as it was, like how it ended up at the end of that video, which if you missed that was my video from 2 weeks ago. I built this deck up basically from scratch. I kind of started out with the defense already, but then I brought in the offense with all the new Joshua stuff and Promised Land to just try to take all of my opponent's stuff, and then in light of that, I combined it with Thieves to try to just take even more things, and we're just gonna be taking all the things. That's the goal of the deck, and I had a lot of fun building it. Had fun playing it, and I'm happy to be able to share that with you guys. But as such, I guess this will be a little bit of a shorter intro because I'm not going to go into too many details on what's in the deck and what the different strategies and stuff are, because I kind of talked about that while I was building the deck. And if you missed that, the link to that video is in the description below, and you can go check that out. A couple of the things that I'll point out, I guess, just very briefly, going over what we're trying to do in this deck is in part just capitalize on this very strong effect of Promised Land. If put in play, take a card from opponent's hand, except a dominant. And then, the other part is pretty good too. If your hero is blocked, you may take an OT gold card from deck. So it's just a very easy way to get value as you're attacking. And if they don't block, well, you probably get the Lost Soul. So it's just a good way to, once they block, then you can determine what battle winner you need, or what kind of battle winner, or other sort of value card that you need, a hero, or whatever that you want to ban to, or something like that. So really I'm focused on the take a card from opponent's hand part, but the rest of it is just icing on the cake. That works out pretty well too. So the way that I'm going to try, or kind of the idea, is to capitalize on Promised Land and trying to trigger that as many times as possible, is through Shrine to Artemis to shuffle it back into my deck. I can get a little bit of value from it by having Priest of Zeus in here. Just be careful, because Priest of Zeus is a bit of a liability with all the choose the blocker stuff going around. I do have one black enhancement that I can play on him, so maybe I could, you can catch somebody by surprise there. But yeah, that's something that just be careful with, kind of as you're, maybe don't do it right away, or put Priest of Zeus down right away until you know what your opponent is playing. So that's one way to get it back into the deck, and then we just need a way to get it out of the deck, which there are, let's see, yeah, Spies at AI, I think, is the primary way to get it, or is the only way to get it from a hero ability. So that's kind of later than we really want it, though, because if we're shuffling it away in the prep phase, then we have to search it out, and we're kind of losing a little bit of value there by having to kind of forcing the attack with Spies at AI, which not really losing that much value, because this card is actually pretty sweet. It's quite good. But Joshua's Covenant is going to be kind of the other way to utilize the other way to get Promised Land out a little more reliably. You can exchange a card from hand with a Joshua card from deck on the artifact side, which means that you can play Promised Land. Then if you have Shrine to Artemis, you can shuffle it away. If you have the Tabernacle, then you can have Book of the Covenant active there, Joshua's Covenant active on Book, and then you can exchange the card that you took from their hand for Promised Land. So basically it's just like pick a card from their hand, except a dominant, and shuffle it into their deck, and then take another card. It is kind of the overall effect you get. It's a lot of pieces to put together, but I think they're when you're evaluating whether a combo or some just interaction, I guess, is worth it, you kind of look at the not just the sum of the parts, but kind of the parts themselves, because you're not going to get all of the parts all at once in most cases, unless you have just like a super consistent combo, or if the combo like actually wins you the game, then it's worth putting kind of some suboptimal pieces in there to do it. But with this, it's kind of handy because everything in this combo still serves a function outside of the combo or the interaction. Shrine to Artemis maybe being the least of these. There are some other ways to get value from it, though. Like I'm playing Remnant in here, because for one, it takes a card, it takes a character, and then also, uh, if you take it to your territory, then you can shuffle it away with Shrine to Artemis, and that way, even if they rescue Remnant or otherwise moves off the table, then you can reuse it. There is definitely an argument for maybe putting Sheol in here instead of Den of Thieves, and then maybe not playing Priest of Zeus, or just being more cognizant of that. But if you can underdeck Remnant and then keep popping that back out, shuffling stuff or whatever, then I just it's some decent value, I guess. Um, Great White Throne is a little bit easier to use for that. Shrine to Artemis is a little suboptimal for that because it's an artifact slot just for the purpose of shuffling an evil character away that you took that they don't currently have access to anyway. It's just kind of slow and like I don't know, not really worthwhile in most cases. But I think at least in this deck, or at least the goal here for just kind of having fun and shuffling away the promised land to get more activations, Shrine to Artemis is a good fit here. I don't think that a more competitive version of this deck would be playing Shrine to Artemis, but I do kind of think that maybe the other way of recycling Promised Land could see some competitive play, and that is with Lost Child Found, which just if use my nativity hero, interrupt the battle. We're not going to be doing that. We don't have any nativity heroes, but then it says bounce up to 3 other cards except dominance. So you can bounce Promised Land, putting it back in your hand makes it a lot easier to replay because you don't have to go and search for it again. You can just straight up play it. And so then it's really just about having ways to get and play Lost Child Found every turn, which is actually pretty easy with the Tabernacle. If your Tabernacle Priest or Musician enters battle, you may exchange a good card in hand with a single brigade, teal or white, enhancement from discard pile or reserve. So Lost Child Found is starting out in the reserve. I've got a few ways to get it out, including the New Covenant in reserve, and also Crowd's Choice if needed, and then, of course, the Tabernacle itself. I think pretty much everything else just takes like a Joshua card from reserve, so I don't think any of the heroes or anything take it, but um, yeah, I mean, it's enough ways because we're not super focused on Lost Child Found. Like it's kind of a sub thing because I do have to have a white hero to play it on, which is a little bit tricky with Promised Land's Unity. But the way that we're going to work around that is with Rahab in reserve. She's a Joshua hero, but we do have to use the Cloud of Witnesses version, which isn't ideal for a Joshua deck, but we're doing it for the memes and because it's fun. Um, and maybe it is good. Maybe it is better than the new Rahab, even with Scarlet Line. I don't know. Scarlet Line seems like it's pretty good, or at least being able to get it and play it every turn. But I don't know if the Joshua offense really needs it. So maybe this is a better use of those slots. I don't know. The protecting in territory from harm isn't like the worst ability, and I did not include Spy for the soul gen aspect of Rahab, but maybe some version of this deck could. The other hero that we can play it on is the Four Living Creatures, which is gold, so it can use it can use all of our other enhancements, and then the other benefit, I guess, is once per round you may return this hero to hand. So basically, you may bounce this hero, and it is a territory class ability, so you can use that anytime during a round, which means I can put down the Four Living Creatures. I can put down I can play Promised Land, get the take ability. I can put down the Four Living Creatures, I can play Lost Child Found to bounce Promised Land, and you can also just bounce 4 living creatures with Lost Child Found. Um, you don't necessarily need to use its ability, but if you want to bounce 2 other things, then you can use 4 living creatures' ability to bounce itself, and then um, the the unity is turned back on basically for Promised Land, so you can play it again, and then just keep 4 living creatures in your hand until next turn, or at least after battle, so that you get the if blocked trigger. Then you can put 4 living creatures down. Then you could bounce it on your opponent's turn or something like that, just so that it's you don't have to include that as one of the 8 cards at the end of your turn, because if you're taking a lot of stuff from your opponents, you might end up with a full hand. Crazy how that works. But yeah, that is the kind of main gist of the offense, and the rest is just like good Joshua stuff that I put in. I put in both of the Tabernacle Priests so that we can get the triggers for Tabernacle, and then also Book of the Covenant. Can go to deck to search for Joshua's Covenant if I have a Tabernacle Priest in play, or I guess if I control one. And the other thing to be careful of with the Promised Land Unity is to not leave Victorious Being in your territory, because it is a Judge's hero, not a Joshua hero. Also, all of these dual alignment characters, like, they're kind of vary in whether or not you want to play them as good or evil. Zacchaeus can definitely be good, and Judas can also definitely be good, but then you just have to be careful with Promised Land and whatnot. Messing up your unity. Repentant Thief, I probably would never use as good unless I really need to, but that kind of goes for just most Thieves decks or that I've built, is where the Judas and Zacchaeus can both be good in certain situations to be played as heroes. Good, it can be good to have them as good. I guess that's kind of what I was getting at. And then Condemned Thief is just a baller evil character, so you pretty much always want that to be evil, and then the others you can kind of just flip back and forth a little bit. I guess that's another way you can utilize Shrine to Artemis, is just shuffling them back so that you can reuse them as the other side. If you play them as heroes, you can use Hypocrisy to bounce them. If you use them as either, you can use Lost Child Found to reset them. So plenty of ways to play both sides of these guys. And that is pretty much it. Again, this is a 57 card version of this deck, mostly because I wanted to keep that last video, not terribly long, trying to just, figure out what cards to cut. And I think after some test games, it would be easier to figure out, if I should go to 50 and how to get there by cutting, certain cards, Lost Soul, a Dominant, and some other stuff. I can figure out what's not really necessary, but I do think that in this game we will see kind of the power of the Joshua offense in general, where not even taking Promised Land into consideration, obviously it's very good, and I think a very strong part of the Joshua offense, but you can very easily build it without the Joshua Unity if you're going for kind of some other stuff with the gold. If you're maybe putting a little bit of NT gold splashed in there with Zacchaeus and some of the other good NT gold characters. I guess I don't know how much else you would, like, what all else you would do other than Zacchaeus, maybe Bartimaeus or something. But anyway, that is where I ended up on this deck, and I think it's a very fun deck to play. Your opponent might get annoyed. Um, it it seems like it has a good potential to snowball very quickly, and I do think that the Joshua offense seems to be one of the stronger ones in Israel's Inheritance. So I'm excited to see what refined Joshua offenses look like, and if they can compete with the GOC meta that we're still more or less in. We haven't really seen anything quite yet that seems to be on the level of like the GOC Nats decks that we saw. But I think we're slowly but surely kind of getting there as we see more games and build more decks, share more insights and everything. I think we'll get kind of to a point where they can at least be they'll be seen around at tournaments and seen in competitive areas, I guess. So we'll see if they can, not necessarily catch up, because I don't necessarily expect them to. but at least to kind of hang around with the GOC decks that are common. So, anyways, that is the deck that I'm going to be playing against John here in this week's video. But before we get to the game, of course, we got to do a shout out to our sponsors over here at Your Turn Games, which they do still have this champion deck sale going on for just a few more days as of the release of this video. So, December, oh boy, October 14th at midnight is going to be when the champion deck sale ends. So if you want to get in on getting a champion deck, one of those GOC meta decks that I'm talking about that are still very much going to be meta relevant throughout the entirety of the season, as far as I can tell from this point. If you want to go ahead and grab one of those decks, then you can head over to Your Turn Games, and of course they've got all the other new products out. If you want to build some crazy Joshua offenses built around taking all your opponent's stuff with Promised Land, you can go get some Israel's Inheritance and buy some boxes or something. Maybe open a foil Promised Land to really dunk on your opponents. That gotta give a shout out here to Your Turn Games for being the place for all your redemption supplies and needs and all things redemption products, basically, and card game products, I guess. They've got the sleeves and dice and everything here. So shout out to Your Turn Games. There's a link in the description below if you need some product from them. And without further ado, let's get into the game. All right. Well, I drew no lost souls.
Oh, well, I drew a couple.
Oh, you got one for me too?
I might even have one for you too in this whole thing. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Okay. I'm good there. Let's roll here. Okay.
I rolled a 2. It is
And
up
I
to
rolled a
you.
5. 2. I guess I will choose to go first. I don't think I want to do that star. So yeah, we'll say no to stars. Any stars on your side?
Yeah, I will use a star. I'm going to use the star on Amazing Faith, and since you're probably going to look at my deck and get a lost all out, I think I will go to my deck and try to get one first.
Sure.
Yeah, none of these are really great for you, so I don't know. Probably a bad idea, but I'm going to get this one.
Okay.
And I will negate your covet, I guess.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Still
Yeah.
puts a soul in play for me to rescue, but it in theory
Keeps an
doesn't
extra
let
one
me
out
steal
for,
something from
yeah.
you that'll be beneficial, right? Yeah. So
I
okay.
want my souls.
That's fine. So my covet is negated, so I will just grumbled then.
Mm-hmm.
So we will send this to the bottom of deck and draw 1. Okay. That is awkward. And then I'll take my turn, yeah?
Mm-hmm. What you got?
Okay. We're gonna play down an Adino. We'll give him Eliezer sword. Seems like a good sword to hold. We're gonna play down an Egypt site. Go to my deck. Let's see here. Egyptian, Genesis, or Exodus Fortress. How about that Genesis Fortress?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're gonna play down this guy.
I smell a mayhem in my future.
Yeah, we're gonna play an Evil Crowd's Choice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, for that mayhem.
Cool. I will move a random 6 cards to the top of my deck. Shuffle. Interesting. Hmm.
Didn't quite get this set up the way I needed it to. That's okay. Well, that is an intriguing option, I guess. We'll play down Nahari. Um, we'll go. uh, we'll go to battle.
Sure.
Um, we will attack with Nahari. Uh, we'll negate Malachi's Slave in case you felt like banding to him. And then we're going to
Okay.
bounce Eliazer's sword. Yeah, so I'm going to bounce. Yeah, I'm going to bounce it and equip it to Nahari, and I will discard an evil enhancement from your deck. So I'm going to
Ooh.
get to look at it after all.
Gonna be punished when I block with Firefoxes here. You're not negating my protect abilities.
Yep, you're right. I will get punished when you block with Firefoxes, which you definitely have in this very crimson-looking deck. Joshua Crimson. Joshua Thieves. Okay, I like
Taking
it.
all the
I
things.
dig it. Taking all the things. Uh, I don't even know what enhancements I'm supposed to get rid of here.
Clearly, you didn't watch my video 2 weeks
Um,
ago.
bro, when do I ever watch your videos? You know this. You know better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know better. I think I'm supposed to get rid of this one. You
Cool.
can't star and take whatever you want later.
We can still make time for that. Um. So.
Sorry, I'm just double checking your deck
Oh,
contents here real quick.
sure.
Well, that's annoying. All right,
Looking for
go
Firefoxes.
ahead. Sure. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Oh. Um. All right. So here's the question. I mean, I'm pretty sure that I'm wozing your storehouse anyway. So I guess I'll ask for dominant initiative. In case that wasn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was what I saw was the fact that the woes was in your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm negating your storehouse anyway, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get my purloin back.
Yep.
And who knows, maybe the lackey shuffler will be nice to me and put it on top, and I can just take your storehouse.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Unfortunately, what I don't have is a good block, so you will get the lost soul.
Yay! We will get that lost soul. Give me that soul. All right. In that case, we will pass the turn over to you.
Cool. Okay. Mm-hmm. Upkeep. No, yeah, no stars, no souls. So upkeep woes is going to be on your storehouse.
Yep,
I don't know why I put the marker on woes, but should just do that.
that's fine. I'll just match your marker. It's okay.
Oh, I took it away. Sorry. Um, and let's go ahead and put down artifact there. We'll put down an artifact there. I will, guess not bounce anybody.
Oh,
Uh,
come on. You sure you don't want to bounce somebody? Like, put that Nahari back in my hand so I can play the Elliot sword on somebody else?
yeah, you can do that another time. But I will
Okay.
check out your hand to see what else you got.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, there's an argument for bouncing somebody so that you don't get to, or in case there was somebody else that I wanted to keep in your hand. But
Right. Yep.
um, got love, huh? You switched to
Yeah.
Moabites, and are you doing that? that thing?
It's just glad that I didn't see a Matthew deck when I looked at it moments ago.
Too bad I didn't have Queen Tahpenes. That would have been nice.
Oh yes, that would have also been unfortunate.
Would have hit 12. Yeah, dang.
Yeah, would have been all right.
Yeah, yeah.
Not
All right.
too
So you've got
shabby.
a stricken and some spears.
Yep.
Okay.
And
And
you also see
a
now why I didn't
slave.
draw, because I was hoping you would block and I'd get to play the chariots.
Right, right. Um, that's probably okay. Sure. Let's do this. Let's go for the buckler.
Going for
And
the buckler.
I think I'm gonna grab. Pretty sure that's. I think that's yeah. That's the one. Joshua's sword.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting
Seems
because
good.
I had that in my opening hand. Then you mayhemmed it away. I also had the buckler, but then off the mayhem you shuffled the sword and you gave me the Joshua instead. So worked out either way.
Well, you're welcome.
So we'll put down the Joshua. Let's put down spies at AI, which I think we just barely get there with that. Um, so I will go to battle.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do El Capitan.
Gave
We're
you
gonna
everything, huh?
we're gonna draw 3, which yep. Here come the souls.
Yay, souls.
Let's go ahead and do darkness, I guess, first.
Mm-hmm.
And I will do let's grab the teeth.
A teeth.
And then hmm, pretty sure I discard something to prosperity. I don't know what kind of recursion Joshua has here though. I think this guy is not as good. We'll discard the trumpeting priests. Draw 2.
Okay.
Ooh, that's nice. We got a remnant. Make
Yeah, I
remnant
see that.
great again.
Mm-hmm.
Um, do I care about Amalekite's slave at this point? I mean, you're just going to be able to ban 2 of your warriors, so. Yeah, I guess we take the slave.
Okay.
And then we'll band with Captain to Joshua. Can't go to
Yep.
reserve. Weapon then
First
goes.
turn. First turn.
I said can't go to reserve.
Oh, can't go to reserve. I
Yeah,
thought you said go to reserve.
yeah.
Sorry.
Then Joshua, the commander, is using his sword, so we'll go ahead and discard the storehouse.
Yep.
And I will ban 2 spies at AI.
Yep.
Go and get the land that was promised.
Yep.
And then I will check out your hand. And look at that. At least 3 evil brigades.
Yep. Exactly
Cannot
3 for
cannot
you.
take a dominant,
Nope.
unfortunately.
You have to take an evil
Oh, I do have to
card.
take an
So your
evil
choices
card.
are
Okay.
so your choices are stricken or spears.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll take the spears then.
Right. And then when you play your promised land in your discard phase here, then you can take a good card. You still can't take second coming, I don't think.
Right, yeah.
Pretty
It
sure.
is also
Yeah.
accepted dominant.
Yeah. But you can
Um
grab the chariots to put even more pressure so that I'm not getting back in the game ever.
Yeah, we've got other ways to deal with that.
And people say that Joshua can't compete with GOC. Come on.
I mean, this isn't quite a resurrection band, and it's also going second, but yeah, it's pretty solid.
You've gone +3 Captain, 4 Joshua's Sword, 5 Spies a Day I Search. So you've gone +5 on the band. Your soul abilities. I've also gone -2
Right.
from Sword and Spies. So you're +5, I'm -2, not even counting the souls or the promise that's about to happen. So you're about to go plus 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You're +8. I'm going to be -3 after this.
Seems pretty
I mean,
good.
I don't know how that's not ridiculously good. You can have covet. Obviously, I'm not blocking you.
Right. All right. So I guess question is, do I want any of the cards in your hand? I can just wait until next turn for Promised Land. Hmm.
I mean, you could, but also David's Cherry's going to let me draw 2 cards, so you can, stomp me even more and stop my
Well,
ability to get back in the game.
I also have this Priest of Zeus,
Okay,
so that
sure.
seems reasonable. We'll put down Valiant Warrior.
Yep.
And got 9. Let's do. I think actually this is pretty good. I'm just gonna play Betrayal and Underdeck Naharai.
Yeah,
I,
that
I
seems
didn't.
good.
Yeah, I didn't play. Yeah, I didn't play a TC yet.
Nope, you did not.
All right. Then I will pass the turn.
Yeah, seems decent. I was wondering if you had any black enhancements to play on Priest of Zeus. I didn't remember seeing the Betrayal when I looked at your deck earlier.
Yep. Yeah, that was. I think I'd had that already.
Oh, that's ugly. It's just not good at all.
Figured your choose the blocker weapon. I think can only hit OT humans, so he's probably safe for now.
Oh, really? I had no idea. I mean, sure, we'll go with that.
I think so. Maybe it's
Um,
used by a lone OT. Maybe it's not OT in both.
yeah,
Oh
see,
yeah,
I thought I
yeah,
could choose anybody.
yeah. It is just human to oppose. Yeah, that's right. I used it against Jay to choose as Emperor Augustus. So
Nice. Um,
yeah, just a
well,
human. Okay. Well, still.
this feels bad, but I don't know that I have much other choice. It'd be helpful if I knew what my cards did. I'm still learning them.
Hey, you and me both, man. So
Yeah, I guess we're gonna go ahead and oh, you played a Den of Thieves too. Cute.
hmm
Sure. We'll put a chariots down on Adino
yep,
and go to battle.
you got it.
We will rescue with Adino, and we will take an OT purple warrior from reserve. How about this one?
Jotham.
Gotham. And then we will negate the Amalekite slave, and we will draw 1.
Uh-huh.
Would you like to discard my Egypt?
You know, um, sure. Let's do it. We'll just
You've fallen into my
we'll.
trap. I'm totally going to recur that and play it later.
I just want to make it more apparent the that I'm getting rid of all your stuff.
Oh yeah, the sheer level of available territory destruction.
Right. Um. Okay, so you're restricting evil dominance. You've got a Jotham. Getting that guy. Um. Okay. Block with a thief. Negate a good card in a territory. Um, I will negate my Valiant Warrior, and then I
I was
think
totally going to ban to him.
I'm just going to. I don't think. Yeah, I can't take it, but I can still pay the cost of discarding Malachite Slave.
Oh, sure. Yep.
Um, and I can't take it because I own it. Just to clarify,
Right, because you own it. Yep.
yep, already owning control. But I will exchange with a thief in my deck.
Hmm.
Um, I think. Yeah, we're gonna do the Condemned Thief. I didn't actually check to make sure that I'm gonna get initiative, but I think so. Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and take an enhancement from your hand. Um, it's an interesting assortment of cards that you drew there.
A horrible assortment of cards that I drew, you mean?
um. Okay. Which do I feel like I gotta take this love because I don't. I mean, you've got a Queen Tahpenes though. Uh.
Fall into my trap.
It is kind of funny. Um. Sure. You know what? I can just play it before I attack if I want to. You know? And if you block with her, then I'm probably winning the battle. All right, my
Uh,
initiative.
Go ahead.
Let's do. I guess I don't know when else I'm going to get to use this, so let's use this Joab Spears to discard an opposing warrior or an opponent's warrior.
Very nice. Uh, yep. I will be discarded.
Oh, that's what I can do. I can
Mm.
just. Yeah. Okay. Right.
Okay. Um, I guess I'll play this Pharaoh's daughter and go get a Moses from reserve and play him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will say go.
Cool. All right. No stars. No souls. I guess we'll use the woes as evil, and we'll negate the Moses.
Sure.
Use the woes as evil, as if I had a choice. All right, and then what's shekels? I will bounce Pharaoh's daughter,
Sure.
and then
Let me go get that Moses again later.
right. Well, unless I play her now. Um, okay, so you'll have one, two. Um, yeah, should be plenty. Okay, so let's play your Jotham as Meek,
Yep. Seems good.
and then oh yeah, I guess I could have done that. Then I will play the Promised Land.
Yep.
We're gonna go. Yeah. Let's take the Tahpenes,
Yep.
and then do any of these Joshua guys protect lost souls? Doesn't seem like it.
What a bummer. You'll just have to attack with spies at AI and take the woman from Thebes, so I can't block with her.
Yeah, but then you get to block with the Deceiver, and that could be even worse, you know?
Oh, it could be.
Very
Sure,
well
you can
could.
find a way to take both from me.
You know, what I should have done is not played your Jotham. I should have played your woman, and I could take Deceiver and negate Woman of Thebes, but
And negate woman. Yeah.
yeah, that's all right. I think we'll be okay.
I think you're gonna be all right here, buddy.
You know what? But just
I
in
could be
case,
wrong.
since I have it, I'm gonna play a good crowd's choice and just find out. Okay. Uh, Unique Joshua Hero. Oh. Hmm. Um. Oh, all right. I guess not. Nobody protects lost souls.
Oh man, I wonder if you're gonna find a way around this.
Probably. I'm gonna grab
Waiting
Angel
on
of
tether
God.
hooks. Seems good.
All right. Let's go to battle.
Is this the part of the show where we remind the viewers that your deck started at 57 cards?
You know, that could be a good
And
reminder.
and and mine started at 51, and after this attack, Jaden's going to be at about 22-ish in his deck, and I'll be at 34.
I will. Let's draw three, and I have to target something, so we'll negate um, Priest of Zeus. Guess I should have occupied my Den
Den
of
of Thieves
Thieves.
is the correct answer, right?
No,
What if I ban to a thief and use an evil enhancement?
you won't be banding to a thief. Uh,
Well, fine then. Be that way.
all right, Joshua card from reserve. Let's do Rahab.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Huh. I will draw one. I will discard. I may discard a card except a character. I'm gonna choose not to do that.
Seems logical.
Yeah, and we'll ban to the spies. We'll take. I wonder if you've got any more, but I want my tabernacle.
Yeah, you want that tabernacle. Seems good.
Yeah. And then we'll take a peek. Wow, lots of brigades. Let's take this deceiver.
Or
This guy's pretty good. Oh no. Well, I guess you can have your deceiver back.
why can I have my deceiver back?
Because I've got too many cards in my hand.
That's what you get for drawing so much,
Let
buddy.
that be a lesson for you, everybody.
That is hilarious.
All right, well, what you got?
I'm fairly certain that doesn't matter at all.
Don't
Because
have enough
like
foreign wives in
I can
there.
deceive her. I can well yeah, but I can deceive her to my reserve for wives. But you've got a Joshua in battle, so your Joshua enhancement is going to kill her anyway.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So like you don't even care about wives. Like the ROP on Joshua there is pretty solid. I mean, I could still Thebes and force you to play Angel of God, which I mean I think was kind of what you're going for was pull Deceiver, force me to block Thebes, and you've got Angel of God to just negate her while
Right.
she's sitting in your territory.
Yep.
Um, I I built this. I reconstructed the defense of this. It was originally straight Egyptians, and I wanted to tweak it a little bit to enhance possibilities of first turn mayhem. And so I don't think there's any characters in my deck that are really like rock solid that are going to get me better than what I have here, you know?
Mm,
Um, so I'm still going to deceive her, but I think because I know that you've got, like I know the ROP thing. I know you've got Angel of God for one negate. You know I have Stricken. So like you play one battle winner, I play Stricken to negate it. I know you have a way to negate Stricken.
right,
Um, so I know that the Wise block isn't good. I think the answer is to deceive her and just check if there's anything even halfway viable in the deck. Yeah, I mean the answer is there's really I mean I've got 5 kings in here. I can draw a card, let you discard one of my heroes with your Zeus, and restrict you from lane enhancements. But then you can just Angel of God and negate that. I've got a couple of the DAC purple dudes. I got Joab and Jehu. Those don't really do anything as blockers. And I got to go human because I've got a King of Tyrus in here too, but he has the same problem as Wives. Sure, he's protected, but you don't care.
right. I mean, that does bank on me having
So,
Joshua enhancements to play. Which,
you have 16 cards in your hand,
seems
bro.
it's likely, but just, and
Yeah.
I guess a promised land
Um,
trigger.
yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah. You've got a promise entry. You get to go get whatever you want.
Oh,
So I
actually, no,
think the right
because
answer is,
I've got
oh yeah,
16
no,
cards in
you're
hand.
so your hands full. Um, so I think the answer is to block is to go to Zebel here. Um, just because I got to try to like get something, and I'll
Right,
draw two. Um, and then yeah, we get to Shepherds here because you're negating my Moses, right? With woes,
right.
right? So I get to Shepherds. Send that to the bottom to draw one. Okay. And then I can give my evil Canaanite to your territory to convert a hero to a good brigade this turn. I'll pass on that.
Okay, so that's 2 Zeus triggers.
Yep, you can wipe out both heroes if you would like to.
Let's do it. All right. I think I will. So yeah, obviously I can't use my promised land trigger.
Oh no, that's so sad.
I think I will. No, it doesn't really matter. Um, yeah. So it will be your initiative.
Hmm. I guess we'll reserve Joshua.
Mm-hmm. And that does make it mutual, interestingly.
Seriously? So it does. Well, your niche, I guess.
um, yeah, I mean, I guess we just play that one.
Sure. Yep.
Does that brings back the weapon too, right?
Yes.
And then I will. Let's just grab that one.
Yep.
Okay, now to dump some cards. Got a Tabernacle. Got a Rahab. Bearers of
Mm-hmm.
the Ark.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually gonna put down a 4 living creatures.
Yeah, seems good.
Yeah. Um.
Discard my love.
Yeah. deciding if I wanted to play it for any reason, but
You've stolen my Taff. You want it in my discard pile.
I mean, I don't know if I'm maybe. Yeah, I guess. Like
Well,
the only reason
I
I'm
mean,
milling you really
9,
is to generate
10,
lost souls.
11, 12, 13. Oh, yeah. So it would be for 13. So you would, generate 6 lost souls somehow. Well, maybe not 6, but enough.
All right,
My
fine.
deck will be at 30.
Talked me into it.
You know,
I
Jaden, this is
think.
going on your channel. You got to do it for the memes. You have already won this game, and you and I both know it.
Um. All right. Have I played a territory class enhancement this turn? I don't
I
think
don't
so.
believe so.
Even if I do that, yeah, okay. Left for Dead. I'm going to take
Yeah,
Lost Child Found from my reserve,
sure.
which I can't play yet, but oh well. Son
Did
of God is going
did
to rescue this.
sure.
And
Did
second
Rahab
turn.
come from your reserve?
Yes.
And 4 living creatures was in your deck?
Yep.
Are those the only 2 that can play LCF for you?
Yes. I
Yeah.
think so.
I was just curious. I mean, it's just a nice little play.
Yeah. Um, let's discard this Ambush the City.
Sure.
And then I will pass the turn.
Don't you wish you'd played down a few more cards before you attacked so that you could, get a Promised Land trigger and draw a couple more cards somehow and do all that good stuff?
And have your Deceiver. Yeah, a little bit. Hey, that's not the right Lost Soul to draw.
Sorry, dude.
I believe I can.
Uh,
I guess. Yeah, I believe I can Son of God it still, right? That's the way the rules are.
yes, you can. Yep, you can Second Coming Son of God it if you so choose.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that.
Yep. Oh, did you already play your Second Coming last turn? I
I
missed
did.
that
Yep.
part. Okay, all good. Either way, yes, you can Son of God it. Okay. Well, we'll play down an Asahel
Mm-hmm.
and give him a spear.
Sure.
And for the memes and the lols, we'll go to battle.
Uh-huh. It's a good thing I
Give
grabbed
you
my
that
Lost Child
opportunity.
Found when I did. Whew.
Do what?
It's a good thing I got my Lost Child Found when I did. Otherwise, you were going to discard it, right?
Yeah. Oh, yes, that's exactly right. We're going to exchange Asahel with an OT Purple Warrior from my deck.
I believe the weapon goes
Uh,
first.
oh, sure, the weapon goes first. That's annoying.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate with all the spears that you want to use on them. They're,
Right, yeah, because I wanted to swap for Abishai um to get both benefits on the spear.
right.
Okay. Well, we'll discard a card from your. Is your reserve protected?
It
Yes, 4 living
is
creatures.
not.
Oh no, that's just hand and deck. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll discard a card from your reserve since I already opened up my deck and I don't feel like going back to draw the 1, even though my whole point of this attack was to draw that 1 measly little card. Uh, oh man, look at all these good cards.
All right.
Um, sure, we'll get rid of the hypocrisy.
No.
I don't think it matters. Okay. Um.
And the bright side, without drawing the card, you don't give me a Priest of Zeus trigger. So.
Yes. Hashtag winning. So good. So good. Um,
Make sure that you pick someone big enough to beat Tahpenes. Which
right. Yes. I
I
need to
guess
potentially
Abishai Spear
win
does that by itself. So
win by the numbers here. Sure. We'll go to Joab. Um I'm curious the exact wording of equip. I am wondering if I get another trigger of Abishai Spear's ability here.
I don't believe so.
I'm going to check the reg quick since this game is over anyway, if you don't mind.
Sure. An equip effect does not activate the special ability on the equipped weapon unless the character it is equipped to is currently in battle.
Okay. So the character is in battle and it's being equipped to it, so it activates the ability. Did you pull up the RG that fast?
I already had it up.
You just, you just always have it open? Just in case I try to rule shark you? Man.
I was checking some stuff yesterday when I was recording the intro for the game against Jay just to make sure I didn't cheat against him.
Making sure we're not cheating. That's good. We don't want to cheat.
Right. Yeah. I had to double check the RG on defeat because that was kind of the whole purpose of last week's deck, and I was like, I don't think this has changed, but I wanted to make sure. Okay, so I guess what it doesn't specify when it says that is like if the equipped weapon is where the equipped weapon is coming from, I guess. Like if it's already in battle.
Right.
Okay. He said, no, a weapon being equipped but remaining in battle does not reactivate.
Okay.
So I guess because it's already in play, it doesn't get
Because it's already
replayed.
in play. Cool.
No.
I will just draw one with Joab then.
Okay.
And then before you block, so that this game isn't a complete blowout, I'm gonna go ahead and play Second Coming to the deck for Son of God.
Wait, you don't want to do that?
Yeah, I do.
Well, if I discard Son of God with Tahpenes, then you can just go to your discard pile.
Good point. I don't want to do that. All right. All right, fine. Block me with Tahpenes. Knock yourself out.
Debating.
Or the dude, you're winning 4-1. I have no defense. For the memes.
Okay, fine. I will. Do I care about negating? What did you discard from my reserve? No, I don't care. I'm gonna draw one.
Sweet.
And then I will reveal opponent's discard pile. This is good because
count 13.
Let's see, 9, 10, 11,
9 on low.
12,
I got
13.
black and gray on Stricken, and brown and pale green on Malkite Slave, right?
Yep, that checks out.
13. If we do them one by one, 1.
Ooh, starting out banger.
2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. Okay.
There it is.
So I get the darkness trigger, yeah?
Good question. Is it an opponent's special ability?
I believe so.
Even though it's your card?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, because an opponent's ability is an ability on an opponent's card. An opponent's card must be the player owner. Yep.
Yep. Cool. So I do not get a darkness trigger. Okay. So in that case, before you play an enhancement, I'll play Second Coming to the discard pile for Son of God.
I want to play Ashtaroth Worship.
Nope. Not giving you initiative. We'll grab Remnant here.
Cool.
Okay. You're an Ish.
All right. I will. She kind of looks like a thief, right? She's probably stole some things in her life.
I think probably. I think that seems logical.
Yeah. All right. We'll give you the darkness.
Yes. The score is going to make this thing look semi-competitive. 5-3.
Got to get a fairly even score for the thumbnail.
Exactly. Yeah, sure. Your turn, buddy.
All right. What do we get here? I'm aimless. Do I have any wilderness humans left in deck? I don't really care. We got a woes. My upkeep, that is going to negate your Abishai's spear.
Sure.
And then I don't control a Heavenly Temple artifact. At least not that you can see.
Mhm.
So let's do. I guess I will just use 4 living creatures' ability to bounce itself, or I mess that up.
Oh.
So that way I can play Lost Child Found and
Mhm.
bounce Promised Land,
Yep.
and I
Get
will
the second Promised Land trigger. Got it.
not bounce anything else. That's fine. All right, then
So I don't think
we'll
you have anything else that triggers on play.
we'll go and play Promised Land.
Yep.
See what you got. Murderous Command, eh?
Yep.
All right. Well, we'll take the woman.
Yep.
And let's see. I guess I don't get to.
I guess I should have played the woman so you would have had the shekels.
I could have bounced her with Lost Child Found.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Um. Oh, right. Let's do. There's no way for me to get to my shrine, unfortunately. Could get one more Promised Land trigger if I did, but that's okay. We'll put down a couple more Joshua dudes.
Mhm.
Let's just turn over this Ark of the Covenant on my Tabernacle.
Yep.
And I will attack with.
Hold
Uh,
on. Hold on. Before you go to battle,
okay, what you got?
I'll play my Murderous Command.
You cannot. That's what the Ark of the
Oh,
Covenant is
right.
for.
I can't play it once you activate it. Shoot.
Yeah.
I should have played it the second that I realized you had Ark of the Covenant because, duh, why wouldn't you? Okay. Go to
um,
battle. Go ahead.
Fortunately, it is a Joshua artifact, so I can attack with Bearers,
Mm-hmm.
and I can draw 2, and then I
Yeah.
can trigger Tabernacle to exchange
Ooh.
Joshua's command with the Lost Child found in my discard pile. So now you can see
Oh,
that I
that's
could do it
cute.
again next turn.
Oh, that's very nice. I like it.
Thanks.
And conveniently, if you didn't have your arc for some reason, you could have chosen to activate
Right?
the arc with bears, knowing that the only evil card left in my hand is that Murderous Command.
Exactly. Science.
Well, guys, that's how the Joshua deck rolls. I'm pretty sure it didn't matter what I was playing. I could have had a GOC deck, Clay Pile or Nativity. Pretty sure I still would have gotten stomped like this.
The drawing into the captain on my second turn was pretty good. Or I guess it was on my
Yeah, I
first
was going to
turn.
ask about that.
Yeah, I had the Joshua, I had the spies, and then I drew into the captain on my draw 3.
And my more specific question is going to be how many ways to captain do you have on the early turns?
Um, Probably not as many as I should. So Stone Carriers gets there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I've got Victorious Being.
Yep.
Um, Joshua's Covenant could do it. That's in the main deck, and then also Book with the both the Tabernacle priests.
Yep. Yep.
I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I guess God's Choice and Buckler. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Crash Ice and Buckler. So yeah, so
So
quite a few ways then, truly.
yeah,
I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus Captain himself is 7.
right.
And we're not counting, if you really needed to, Second Coming. Like if you like, I've got to get to Captain.
Man, I don't know if I'd ever be that desperate, but I get that you guys
Oh
made
yeah,
him
I mean,
a,
I
a
don't.
shiny, fancy looking ultra rare, but
Yeah, I mean that is a thing.
yep. I've got
Technically, I mean,
these boxes sitting in front of me
that's
still.
reserved. Never mind. I was going to say that Valiant Warrior could go grab him, and you could use him on a different turn, but I guess he's from reserve, so he can't. Same with
Yeah,
Joshua. Joshua's reserved too.
right. Yeah, I was kind of surprised that like they have the same ability on like three different heroes. Valiant
Yeah.
Warrior take a good Joshua card. I guess he has to be good Joshua card, and same with Trumpeting Priest,
Hmm.
whereas Joshua could take defense too. But
Yeah. I mean, you could, like, on turn one, you could have a Promised Land down, and then on the block, you could go grab one of the, 7 different ways to grab him to have him for turn two if you can't quite get him turn one.
right,
So I mean, yeah, there's quite a few ways to him early on.
yeah. Hmm. Yep. So this was the
Technic,
deck that I
tech,
built in the video 2 weeks ago. Did a live or not live, but I built the deck in the video.
Nice. Technically, the aimless lost soul too, because or no, never mind. I guess these guys aren't. Yeah. So
I
stone
get
carriers
Stone
is
Carriers,
wilderness.
yeah,
Yeah. So aimless to stone carriers is also another way.
right. Yeah, I was kind of surprised as I was building like how many like pretty much all these guys are wilderness, which I guess makes sense.
Right.
But yeah,
Yeah. Yep.
so Angel of
Indeed, they
God
are.
is I was a little bit conflicted on Angel of God because I like it's good, but it's not like amazing. But I think it's
Yeah.
fits as an eighth dominant.
What are your 7 dominants? I saw 5, or yeah, I say 8 dominants. I saw 5 or 6 in the deck when I looked on that early turn.
We got Vane and Long Day. The other
In
two.
long day. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Realizing you had that woes on turn one, I was like, ugh,
Yeah,
gross.
yeah. Which I
Well,
mean,
then
like
like,
I've got a decent number of ways to get around Storehouse, like Pilfer and
yeah.
Teaching.
I think
Uh,
ultimately Mayhem for 3 is actually not the right play there when I have to already have played down the sword on the wrong dude. Like
mm,
the deck wants to have Jehu down with that sword on him so that you um Jehu use the sword, take something from from their deck, discard an evil enhancement, and then swap to Nahari, bounce the sword, and replay the sword
right.
so that you get a double discard from the deck. Like that's what it wants to do.
Yeah. Well, for the record, Marcus added that the line I read from the REG will be updated since it wasn't
Oh,
really a thing that an enhancement in battle would be equipped until now.
yep. Until now.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
So
Nope.
that's
It
good. But yeah,
makes sense.
so interestingly, I think because I was at hand limit, I'm pretty sure Wives actually would have gotten the block there.
Are you serious? You
because
didn't
the
have a Joshua enhancement?
the only one I had was Ambush the City, and Wives is generic, so even if I end the battle, begin a new one, you can block with her again.
Right. And at that point that I block with her, then you have your Promised Land trigger because you would have one less card
Yeah, but
in
I
your
wouldn't
hand.
have Joshua in battle because I would have to start with a new hero, and he only makes the
Oh,
ones used by him
sure.
ROP.
Yep. So then you won't have the ROP. Okay. Huh.
Um,
Yes. Yes,
yeah.
I should have gone with wives there. I'm sure it totally would have changed the trajectory of the game.
I mean, if you had, then I would have gotten to get another Promised Land thing with Lost Child Found,
Yeah, well, that's true. Do you have a shrine in there?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. So it's, Shrine, Book of the Covenant, Joshua's Covenant, and I
Yep.
can, shuffle Promised Land, get it back with Joshua's Covenant. Can exchange the
Right.
card that I took with the first Promised Land trigger, just put it back into your deck, and then
Yep.
then get it. Uh, and then the Lost Child Found every turn. So in theory, it's twice a turn.
Yeah. That's pretty solid.
Yeah, that was kind of fun, clever at least. So now I'll have to build the
Yeah.
the paper version with my foil Promised Land and hopefully find a foil captain in one of these two boxes here.
Yeah, you go ahead and open those up and let me know. Otherwise, you can outbid me in the ongoing auction if you so choose.
That's true. That is still going on. Hmm.
It is until Saturday night.
Yeah, so it's going on for us, but for you watching, you already missed out.
Missed out. We'll see who ends up with it. All right, buddy.
Yep, I think it's time to go get packed for camp.
Yep. Thanks for the game,
Woo-hoo.
man.
Yep, we'll
It was
catch you later.
it was fun because it was so lopsided. If it had been closer, it might have been more frustrating for me. But I was like, oh yeah, this thing is so done. I just don't even care.
You can watch this week's video for yeah, that was kind of what happened with Jay, where it was close enough to be frustrating. And part of it was, like a little bit of his own doing, like making misplays that he didn't really know were misplays at the time, but it kind of became
Sure.
more obvious as it
Yeah.
as it went on. So
What do you mean Jay still goes on tilt? I don't believe you.
I don't know if I would say that he was on tilt. Maybe he would say he was on tilt, but he wasn't. It didn't seem like he was making misplays because of tilt. Maybe it was overconfidence. I guess that could have been because the game definitely started off
I
in his favor. Uh,
I thought I had a decent enough hand at the start here. I don't know. I think the mayhem was just a mistake, especially because I had a crowd's choice to it. Like
yeah,
I think I should have just played it more conservatively and not done the crowd's choice thing, and just played it more straight up.
yeah. You can crowd. Well, I mean,
Or
or you just
or
crowd's
even
choice
just like,
for something else that can accelerate you a little more.
well, right, yeah. I think the answer might have been crowd's choice to buckler to Abishai, and then have a protected band stacked out there on the first attack. Have both weapons down, play the Nahari down with the chariots, or no, play the chariots down on Adino, play the Nahari down with Joab's spears, because then I can go Abishai and choose the order that I. Oh no,
Well,
I
you
think
got
that's the problem is you can't. It's really hard to get Nahari and sword draw in or chariot draw on the same turn if they're both in battle.
right. Well, but you drew Nahari and chariots off of Mayhem, right?
Um.
Because you put
Oh yeah,
down
right. Because otherwise I would have played them. So
right.
that's a good point. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I,
you
I
did
still think
shuffle away my
I
only evil character, so I had,
well, sure.
you probably
Yeah,
would have gotten
it's
the
hard.
rescue
It's hard to
anyway,
say.
but yeah,
Yep. Yep.
that's what happens when you play
Nope.
Mayhem. Who knows how it would have gone if
Mm,
you hadn't played it, because it's
right.
Mayhem.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Gotta like me.
I was just glad that I like part of the reason I wanted to block with Tahpenes was, I mean, for one, generating lost souls, so it kind of made sense from a strategic standpoint, but also I was playing a deck built around Tahpenes against Jay, and I never drew her. So,
That's
I,
awkward.
yeah, never got to use her. So, all right, well, we will catch you later.
See you, buddy.